Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Atomic Salt Live Show. We're back again, and this is the show where we're going to discuss everything in the tabletop hobby world. I am Wild Chevy, and as always, I'm joined by my buddy Casey. Casey, how have you been?
It's been a long time, Alan. It's been a really long time.
Yeah, this funny thing called life kind of sneaks up on us.
I know, right? You were out a little bit. I was out a little bit. We just had a few things getting in the way. Kind of crazy.
No, but I think that's a general consensus, though. I've seen a lot of lack of overall stuff in the community. It just must be the season.
Yeah, we're coming up on the holidays. It's going to be a little slower, so it is understandable. Everybody's got a lot going on right now.
Yep, a lot of people want our time, and and it just takes away from the hobby. But what have you been up to?
Oh boy, so I've done a little bit of painting. It's all out of the reach here. So I've finished up a Stuyon Invincible for the Red Veil.
Oh, you did that with airbrush, right?
I did. With an airbrush, yellow is actually a really easy color to paint. So it's fairly straightforward. I start with a black base coat. Then I layer on gray, just because black is really hard to get around. From there, I do a red and then an orange and then a yellow. And then that yellow just kind of really pops on top of that red and that orange. So it looks really nice. Then I've gone back and I've started looking at my Guild Ball again, which I never really finished. And it's a shame. I've been playing with them halfway done. And I think it's time. So we're going to start finishing those up.
Nice. Now, the Guild Ball's gone through a lot of, or they got some new stuff coming out, right?
They do. So they're actually coming up on their season 3. What exactly that is, we don't know. They haven't given us an announcement date, but they started dropping teasers of what. Basically, the whole game is getting revamped. Season 2 was a little bit more of the same from season 1, but season 3 they've kind of sat down and said, "All right, we've seen what works. We've seen what doesn't work. We're going to make modifications here. We're going to tweak this. We're going to kind of rethink the players. Basically now that everybody's been playing them for a few years, we can tweak these players now to actually work the way we'd like them to."
No, that'll be interesting to see what comes out of that.
I agree. So I'm really excited for it. It looks like, as kind of is the standard nowadays, you're going to see the rules for free online. The cards are available for free online, and they even have little paper dolls that you can substitute in to try online. So, really there's no reason not to try this game.
Well, the first hit's free, right?
As always. So, what are you working on there, sir?
I've had this character. It's the Al-Hawa. I've had him. I think this is one of the first miniatures I've had for the Infinity game. And yeah, I'm trying to get around to painting all my stuff. One, I like you say, it's better to play it painted. And then two, I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out a scheme for my overall stuff.
Which is kind of funny because you've been playing Hawkazlan for kind of as long as I've even known about Infinity.
Yeah.
So to hear you say you're still trying to figure out a schema, you should have done that a while ago, sir.
Well, I have all my Gulams. All my Gulams are painted. I've got I ran into a problem with playing sectorals because I have my uh, assassin Brams. Um, they are all on this diamond plate, and then I've got or that's my Kalpakakis on diamond plates, and then my assassins are all in the desert because tactical rocks don't work on the cool base toppers.
True.
So then I'm like, okay, where do I go for an overall scheme? Because I mean, fluff wise, these guys are space. Um, they're part of the space core of Hawk Islam. I'm like, all right, well, do I just do everything else sandy bases or that? And that's always where that's what has stopped me from painting up any of my morticians for Guild Ball. I have not figured out how I want to base it. And,
But Guild Ball's easy. You can just base them like grassy field and go.
oh, yeah. You say it's easy, but then I'm thinking, okay, how do I want to do a muddy grass? Do I want to do a regular grass? Do I want to cork it?
Paint it brown, dry brush it, put a little bit of flock on it. You're good to go. You're overthinking it, man. You are just overthinking it.
That's my crazy mind. But yeah, I mean, I've got a cool little dirt flock mix right here.
Oh, okay. Did you make that yourself, or is that from something?
It's static grass with some Utah clay. And yeah, it works really well as like a muddy, or you can turn it muddy, or you can make it look really, your base look really natural.
Okay, well, why not just use that?
I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Sir, we need to get you playing Guild Ball. You'd have fun with that.
Yeah. Well,
because honestly, it's less brain power than Infinity. And yeah,
but
just less brain power.
I'm getting good at Infinity, so much so that people are giving me weird monikers.
The Tyrant of Ogden.
Yeah.
I like it. Would you like to explain why they call you that?
Because we're in a league right now, and I have not lost yet in this league. And
this is like a regular ITS league, correct?
And it's Utah. For those of you who don't know, Utah is very dense with stores that we have in our local area. Arizona, I think in the Phoenix Tempe area, has 3 stores. Ogden has.
You're not supposed to look at this.
Ogden, Utah, I think is, the Utah Valley has 30 something stores. So for our Utah meta, for this league right now, we're combining 2 stores into 1 for the league, just to get more people playing.
So about how many people are in the league?
I think we're at 20-ish.
That's pretty good, man. That's actually really good.
Yeah, about 20 folks are playing in league.
And how have you been doing in it?
I am currently number 2.
So you're doing well.
I'm doing well. Well, not that they're calling me the tyrant of Bachman.
So let's go on. Why are you?
I try not to be I do not want to be known as like a puppy stomper. I'm not, but I mean, these are all learning games, and I'm trying to. My end game for all these is for LVO and Rumble on 66, and that's after doing LVO
So
last year.
okay? So what's your ITS ranking?
I am in the top. I'm in the top 100 over in overall, and I think the top 10 ish in America.
And so you're.
I'm getting better.
Come on.
Yeah.
Don't be coy. It's not flattering of you.
Trying to be humble.
It's so you can be humble and just tell the truth.
Yeah. I'm 24 worldwide, number 7 in America currently.
There you go. See? Was that so hard?
But you know what? After playing 40K last year at LVO, I realized a lot of it has to do with just how much you play.
Without a doubt, right?
And that's where I think my issue was with the 40K is I could not get enough games in. Or I'd get to the point where people just would not play. Or you'd be playing the same person over and over again. And so going down, and then you go down to a big event, and all of a sudden you got these people who play 2 or 3 games a week, and their experience is so much more.
Yeah, and when you talk to the people who are like really good at it, most of the time they don't even play full games. They're just playing small scenarios and they're just setting up units, just trying to set up scenarios for themselves.
Yeah.
So that they know what to expect. And that doesn't really sound fun. So yeah, I would concur. I think it makes sense, right? The more you play, the better you're going to get.
Well, you're going to learn more, I guess, about your play style and your army. And so, like, I'm painting up this guy because we have a limited insertion tournament this weekend, this coming up weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, all right, that gives me a good excuse to branch out, take 2 tags.
Oh my gosh, I love limited insertion so much.
Just a tip.
It is. Like yeah, it's. I don't know. I feel like it takes the game back to.
N2.
Yeah, back to N2, and I feel like it helps even a lot of things out. So, it used to be that it's not your list, it's you. Was kind of what we always used to say, but I feel like that's not necessarily true with N3 because if you're not bringing 16 orders to the table, you're fighting from an extreme deficit.
Mm-hmm.
Now that deficit can be overcome, but it's pretty difficult.
Well, and like this season, I changed up, went to a different sectoral, so it was almost like playing a brand new army.
Mm-hmm.
And then I I have one list where it's nine orders in the first pool, two regular orders in the second pool with two irregulars. And I'm like, okay, I have to start learning how to play that without needing 15 orders.
And I'm not going to say it's more difficult, right?
Yeah.
It's not like having 16 to 20 orders is an auto win, but it makes it.
Especially like when you start losing units. If you have
Right.
more orders, like when I played in Arizona, I went up against another Hakazan player. He had at least 15, 16 orders. And I'm like, I kill stuff, like he still has orders. Like, oh man, this is what it feels like. This is where it hurts. It's like you just can't stop this overall force coming at you.
Yeah, it also mitigates a lot of things like with command tokens when you reduce an order pool by 2. And it's like, haha, I reduced your order pool by 2. And you're like, I don't care because I have another 14.
Yeah.
Versus like, I only have 10 orders. Oh no, you took away 20% of them.
And that hurts a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's kind of why I'm excited for limited insertion. I just feel like it's just good. So
yeah, you and I will be playing that in Las Vegas, right?
yeah, that's it looks like we're going to be doing a limited insertion tournament on Friday, and then we haven't quite heard of everything yet for Saturday. And I guess we'll just kind of find out. We're hoping to hear more in the next few weeks because really, we're 4 months out, and that's about the time when you really need to start getting serious about what you're bringing to a big show like this. Because last I heard, they'd sold out all but 3 spots for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not hear that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I just heard that today. So,
how many spots total are we? Is that
no clue.
No, a lot of
There's
spots
only
are
3
gone.
left.
A lot of spots are gone. We don't know how many.
So yeah, so it'll be good. I'm excited. It's going to be a very large size. And it looks like I'll probably be playing Infinity because I don't think that Steamforge is going to be able to get their act together in time for LVO.
Oh.
Because honestly, I've been having so much fun playing Guild Ball that, I would almost rather, if you tell me I'm going to play 5 rounds of something in a day, I'd rather play 5 rounds of Guild Ball than Infinity.
Hey, it's better than 5 rounds of 40K.
What?
It's better than 5 rounds of 40K.
Oh my gosh, I would never play 5 rounds of 40K in a day. You cannot pay me to do that. That is the definition of not fun. Like, your head hurts.
Mental math.
Yeah, that's just like, no. Well, how would you like to play 5 rounds of 40K?
Maybe if it was like a small points game, where it's like 1,000 points or something. But yeah, that'd be nuts.
Okay, yeah, fair point. So maybe you could talk me into maybe like a combat patrol or something. You might be able to talk me into that. Not guaranteeing anything, but
yeah. I get what you're saying though. Yeah, that'd be very rough just to throw yourself into that long of a day of playing one game.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think I could do that. I'm not, and I don't think I'm
Well,
not sure I'd even want to.
probably something you don't want to do more than once.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I've even after like 3 rounds of 40K, I'm just spent. I know I've done 4 rounds of Infinity, and I'm tired after all of that. So,
Well, I'm glad that Rumble is going to 2 days, so three rounds each day.
3 rounds each day. That's good. Like I could handle that.
They've got up to 80 players now for Rumble. 80 people signed up.
80 people. Holy dude, that's huge. That is that bigger than Vigo? Was that bigger than Spain?
Yeah, I think Spain only had like 50.
Cool. Groovy, man. Like seriously though, how are you preparing for that?
Well, taking my probably will take my same lists that I've been playing with. Only because I've been trying to dial in these lists and dial them in with scenarios. Like this past week, I played Capture and Protect, and I was like, okay, what list would be the best for that? And I've got one list for objective matches, another list for killy and zone of control missions.
So really, you're just working your list, and you're not. There's no magic to what you're doing.
Uh, Not as much as what people say.
All right, fair enough. I don't know. Me personally, I've been playing a lot of Guild Ball, so um, I like. Don't get me wrong. I still like Infinity, and I have a lot of fun with Infinity. But to a certain extent, Guild Ball is more fun. Just, and I mean that like in a literal sense, because I could just play Guild Ball and not take it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Versus Infinity, I've got to, totally commit to it. Guild Ball says, hey, it's okay if you just want to hang out and have fun.
Well, you also have that group of people who can just hang out with.
True, we do have a good group. There is no denying that. I don't know. It probably drives people like you crazy, but yeah, we just we like to get together, and we all like to play together. We're not necessarily looking for a bunch of pickup games, and we don't need to go down to the local store. We just have a good time at somebody's house. We eat food, we laugh a lot, and that's enough for us.
And I guess for me, I grew up in this hobby having to go to stores, and so I'm just so used to actually just going to the local areas and meeting new people.
Yeah, and that's what they tell us, right? Is that you're supposed to want to, play like that. But it's all about supporting your local store and doing this and doing that, and the local store is great, but I don't really need it. Maybe that's bad of me to say, but there you go. And don't get me wrong, like all the people at our local stores are really great, and I appreciate that we have that resource there. But I don't need to go to a store to have a good time.
Yep.
So maybe I'm one of the privileged few, but
no, I think it's just a different meta, different mindset.
True enough. Well, anything else you want to talk about? Like, certain movies that are out?
Yeah, we Doctor Strange just came out this week.
Awesome dates you've been on lately?
Yeah, so my wife is laughing at us here at our man date. So for you folks that wonder, it doesn't seem like we game a lot, but we do actually hang out. We do stuff together. So we went and saw Doctor Strange this weekend. So
Bro date.
Bro date.
Hey, you go with your lady friends.
We don't go see movies.
Yes, you do.
When was the last time I went and saw a movie with a lady friend?
You and Connie went and saw The Martian.
Yeah, it was like 9 months ago.
Well, when was the last time I went and saw a movie with another dude?
Tell me. What base did he get to?
I don't know. What base would you say you got to, Alan?
Did he say home run?
He's like, Anyways, Alan, so what did you think of the movie?
What base does your wife get to when she goes on her lady dates?
Oh, she hits home runs on her lady dates. She doesn't bother coming home most nights.
What? You're a better cuddler than Connie.
Yeah, Doctor Strange. I
Yeah,
liked
how
it.
did you like it?
I liked it. I mean, I'm not. No spoilers on this one. But not at the end. I felt. I mean, sure, we were in there for 2 hours. At the end, I'm like, I want more, and it's. I mean, we have the MCU going on right now, and there's so much stuff. We got the Avengers, we got Civil War, we got Agents of Shield, but now we got this new chapter in the MCU. I'm like, I want more of this stuff.
Yeah, I think that they did a really good job of, like you said, of setting it up without it being like it tied in well to everything else, and you just made it. You wanted to see where they kind of went from there. So for anybody who isn't really familiar with Doctor Strange, essentially he's
Not as cool Strange.
He's Tony Stark, but with magic. The origins of this guy is that he's a famous doctor. He's a jerk, and he gets in a car wreck. And I don't think that I'm spoiling this for anybody here at this point. Gets in a car wreck and then basically has to kind of, reinvent his life after that. And he discovers quote unquote magic, and it kind of goes from there. Fair enough?
Yeah, I mean, that's all. They explain all that in the trailers.
Yep. So I feel like in a lot of ways, this was kind of, I felt like I was watching Iron Man, like the original one again. And that we see, I would call your pretty typical, at this point, Marvel's introduction movie. You take someone, they're at the top of their game, and they get thrown out of the top of their game, and they have to, either learn about a whole new world or they have to learn about new depths in themselves. And, they kind of go on this triumphant uprise. There's a big tragedy that slightly sets them back before, they dial it up to 11 and they win.
A montage.
Yeah. And this is kind of like Marvel's formula of how they do movies. And I'm not saying it's bad. It works. They've done it enough times that they know it works, and at the same time, like, the audience is comfortable with it. It's got that same Marvel humor that you've kind of come to expect. Every time something starts to get like a little heavy or serious, there's always somebody there with like a one-liner to kind of lighten it up a little bit. So it never feels too dark or too serious. Like DC movies kind of tend to do.
Yeah, nothing like a DC movie.
So I think it was good, and you got that from this. There were some good one-liners. There's some great action. You feel the seriousness of the movie without it like getting too overwhelming. And they kind of at the end of it they tie it into so now we have like
Yes.
Norse gods, guys in flying armor, and magicians all running around in the same place.
Yeah.
So, guess it all works, right?
We'll see which one topped the box office, either this one or Hacksaw Ridge.
What is Hacksaw Ridge? I haven't even heard of that one.
That's the war movie one. Mel Gibson as the director.
Oh, he's doing work again?
Yeah.
Good for Mel.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a wartime movie, and yeah, we'll see how well that went at the box office. Nothing like having your movie debut on a Marvel weekend.
Yeah, they really should have rethought that one.
But do you know what tomorrow is?
Yes, it is November 7th.
N7 Day.
That's an important day. That's a really important day.
And for those of you who don't know, I mean, if you follow Mass Effect at all, N7 Day is the big day tomorrow. We're going to learn all about Andromeda.
Well, let's temper that with, we hope we're going to learn all about Andromeda tomorrow.
Yeah, they did say they're going to drop a trailer.
Oh, okay. So we will find out about Andromeda tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? I mean, we've seen a little bit like the Andromeda Initiative and things like that. What are you expecting? Any thoughts, or will we see any returning characters?
If we see Shepard or hear of Shepard, I think it is all just going to be in the sidelines as chit chat. It will not be a main storyline. That's my guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I think personally, I don't want to see Shepard. I think that Shepard has kind of played out their arc. And it's time to kind of let the universe breathe a little bit.
Well, they dropped in so much, like, what is N7? What is it? A military branch? Is it a Cobra Ops? Is it?
So N7, they've talked about that a lot. N7 is actually a level of, I guess, proficiency. Like, in theory, there is N1, N2, N3, N4, N5, N6, and then N7. It's a level of like special operations eliteness.
Yeah.
So, and very, very few people will make it to level 7.
Mhm.
so to speak.
Yeah, and like in Mass Effect, there's a lot of stuff that everybody took the. I guess that's good writing. That everybody in the universe knows what these um, agency names are, but they never explain them to the user.
Yeah, and I mean, it's there, and you have to read some of the books to get some of the pieces of the information. You have to kind of dig into the lore of the game a little bit. Um, so Shepard is obviously not the only N7 out there. So it'd be nice to see kind of some of those, and I think that's maybe like the level in which they say interesting stuff happens, more or less. I mean, we could go follow a bunch of N1s or N2s around, but they're doing all the boring stuff and they die a lot. So who wants to see that?
Who wants to see red shirts?
Right. So yeah, we all want to see the N7s going around doing cool stuff.
So yeah, tomorrow will be interesting. It'll be an interesting day for PC and console gamers.
Yeah, it's interesting because the original Mass Effect is what got me to buy an Xbox 360. Before that, I really just wasn't interested, and I essentially bought into the 360 for the first Mass Effect, and I've kind of felt the same way right now about the Xbox One. Is I don't have a reason to jump on board with it, but maybe that's going to change in the next 24 hours. So we'll see.
If nothing else, it'll distract you from your painting disc.
Oh my gosh, I know. I have enough distractions.
But yeah, that's it for me tonight. I know the only thing I have looking forward to, like for at least Alpha C is coming out, and then Angel Raldez's book's coming out. But I mean, Infinity wise, so yeah.
Well, you also have an Infinity RPG to look forward to, sir. I've been sitting here crafting a dungeon.
Well, hey,
So,
if they finally release the rules,
we've got enough to play with. We've got enough to make it work. Natalie is totally excited to get back inside the skin of Hermione.
Hermione, it's an N sound.
Hermione.
There we go. How did you make it through the days of Harry Potter?
I'm not a Harry Potter person.
You at least had to know the name.
Yeah, I know
Were
Harry
you made
Potter.
fun of in college?
No.
High school.
Well, yes, but not. Harry Potter wasn't out then.
That's right. I was like 19, so you were like 80.
Good night, everybody.
yeah, let's leave that on a high note. All right, folks, we'll see you next week, hopefully. We're on the countdown to episode 100. Casey, anything else?
Nope, just stand by for a big reveal once we get there, right?
All right, folks. Yeah. Anything? Any last words?
Just as always, if there's anything you'd like us to take a look at or you'd like us to talk about, shoot us an email at theatomicsalt@gmail.com. This has been The Atomic Salt, and we're really hoping that Mass Effect blows our minds.
Oh, very true. See you next week, folks.